Hi, it's Ronnie, and today we're having a twofer. Yeah, a twofer. I'm going to have two challenges, but only one layout. And the first one is Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, hashtag 30DSCB6, because she's on round 6. And this is the sketch for today for Christy's 30 Days of Sketches. And I'm doing Scrap 5 October. I got to have bow, chipboard, 5 layers, well, it said 3 to 5 layers behind your photo, white background, and sequins. And that's going to be the hard one. You wouldn't think. I'm going to do those 3 pictures of my grandson, my new grandson. Yeah, he was born a month early, so his date to be born was today. So, yeah, he's getting pretty good size though. He's growing like a little weed. Um, it shows a circle in the layout, so I am doing the circle. That one has a scallop on it, but I am going to use my Creative Memory circle color cutters, and I'm going to do 1 layer in the Echo Park paper and 1 layer in the cardstock you see laying over to the right. Since I didn't have a scallop to go around the edge, I thought, well, I need to put something around the edge so it will look a little bit different. But I stayed pretty close to the sketch. I was trying hard to. You know, sometimes it is hard to stay close to the sketch. But it has a banner down the center, and that's going to be one of my 5 layers behind my photo. Well, technically, I guess you could say I'm going to have 6. But I got my 5 layers in there, and that's the important part. Because there's 2 layers with the circle, so that's 3 already. Then I put 3, thinking 3 to 5. I got my 3. But after I got it all together, I thought, well, it's more because if I count what's underneath the 3 photos and its layers, there is more layers there. It shows stitching in several places on this layout. And I considered doing faux stitching, but I like the look of real stitching. And I thought, well, none of them's really huge, big amounts. Well, I also am going to stitch on my circle. That is not stitched in the layout, in the inspiration one up there, but I'm going to stitch on there. I'm not going to do the entire thing. The part that's not showing isn't going to get done. And I was trying really hard to get my sizes to match that layout up there. And it's still, my pictures look big, and I know they're the size that it said there. So I don't know what I did wrong, but maybe my circle's not as big, making the pictures look bigger. I don't know. But here I'm using my piercer, and I'm just going around the edge of the circle. And I'm trying to do it evenly so the stitches look even, but you might find a wild stitch here and there if you look very closely. The thread that I got out, is embroidery thread. And I was trying to decide which color, if I wanted it to match the border on the circle or the kind of teal color that was in the papers, because the one around the circle, it's a little bit darker. It's the same shade, kind of, but darker. It's in the same family. And then I decided I'd go with the green because there's plenty of green in the background and on that circle paper. So yeah, I went with the green. I thought it was a really pretty green too. I'm not sure what color it actually is, but it's a pretty green. Oh, and I'm still working on my circle. I thought I'd be done by now. I cut quite a bit out. I guess I didn't cut enough out. Um, when I put it on there, I'm going to even put adhesive on the stitches because there's times I've looked at mine after I put them in the layout because I have stitched around the circle before and they start coming up a little bit on the corners. And my banners, I kind of like it, but on my circle, I'd rather it be down. So I decided I was going to put adhesive on the stitches this time. I mounted the pictures in white, so that's one. And then I'm going to put them on this cardstock, and it's a teal. It's not super, super dark, but it is darker than what's in the papers. And I believe it is Paper Studio cardstock, actually. I think so. But it's still got a nice texture and weight, so I still like it. Um, this is going to be my third layer. And see, I was thinking 3 to 5. I got my 3, and I'm doing good. And like I said, after I get them on there, oh, I was done with the layout really. Before I thought of it, it was I was going over the list of things I had to have, and I realized that there is more than 3 layers behind there, and more than 5. But usually, when it says 3 to 5, somewhere in there, they don't care if you go over. So I'm just going over one. Uh, this train here, I thought I need that train on my layout. I love this little train, but I didn't want to actually fussy cut it out. So I am cutting the top part, and the idea that's in my head is, how they have those borders to go around your room. And some of them actually have cutouts and shapes and stuff. Like, usually it's the bottom part that's cut out and the top part straight across. I'm doing the opposite on here. I have the top part's cut out and the bottom straight across. And I put a strip of the cardstock there too. I just wanted to add a little bit more color. I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape. I changed my mind about that paper. Did you see it go really quick? I thought about getting it, and then I realized some of it was kind of yellow looking because they, I guess, made it look vintage and used. You know how they'll yellow the tape and stuff? Well, there's this one bright white spot, and then the rest was all yellow looking. I thought, well, that just will not even go in my layout. So I put it back. Oh, it shows 2 little lines underneath the photos, and one is a scallop border, but I didn't really want a scallop border. Their scallop border, they would have to have a scallop border punch that was a lot smaller than mine. Maybe they were using a border die, but I'm just going to put a straight line of the cardstock like it is at the bottom and put it across underneath this. And this is just the repeat of the pattern that's in the circle. And they are offset, and I like that, so of course I'm going to do it. I'm not going to have any butterflies on my layout. I told myself to make sure I put something, on my layout to make up for the butterflies, but I forgot all about it. I mean, even when I look back up at the layout, I didn't even notice the butterflies. So they're not on there. Look how hard I'm working to get this in there. I was going through 6 layers of paper there. It was a little tough. Little prick with the end of the piercer didn't work. I had to just use brute force like I was using an ice pick on ice or something. Yeah, but I got it. Perseverance. I did get it. And so, of course, the holes were already there when I stitched, so the stitching was pretty easy because it wasn't a very long stretch to stitch. And it went straight, well, if it's 6, you count this picture at 7. I went through 7. And I'm going to put, they got stitches here, but theirs is a straight stitch, and I'm kind of thinking maybe 2 or 3 little rows. I think up the top it's 2 or 3 little rows too. So I'm just going to do 3 cross stitches there instead, because I like the cross stitches, and I thought, well, I think they'd look good there. So that's where they're going. I looked at all of these, and after I was halfway done, I knew my list, but I wasn't thinking about my list for the scrap 5. And it said a bow, and I thought, I'm going to put a bow on his layout. And he's a little boy. I got to find a way to put a bow. So I was thinking and thinking about it, and then I thought, well, there's a giraffe on the sticker sheet. So I'm going to make him a bow tie. It's going to look a little big, but, it's still going to be a bow on my layout. And I'm not going to put the tails on there since it's a bow tie, and it's just going to go right around there. And I'm putting foam tape on my bow tie, to keep the little bow from going flat. And I just didn't even bother punching out the tail part. But I got on the scrap 5, I had to have a bow, which I've got. Chipboard. I do have a well, I didn't have a plan. There it is. There's my plan. I went and found chipboard with stars. It took me a little bit to find some, but I found some. I think Third Iris container. I went in, had some. I use them up a lot. 3 to 5 layers behind photo. White background. I've got that. And so sequence is the only thing I have left to do. And so I got out the wood grain sequins by Studio Calico. And I'm going to scatter them around the page. There is brown in the paper here and there. And some things have more brown than others, like that giraffe. He has more brown. But it's got brown on there. I could get the wood grain ones and have some brown on there and put them on there. So yeah, I've got my whole scrap 5 done. And I got my sketch layout done. And the only thing I really went off on was that little border down at the bottom. But I like it down there. And, I'm putting my title on. I had a title right there. And I just decided to put Malachi, since that's his name. Well, his first layout to go in the book is going to be with his name on it. So, yeah, when I first started scrapbooking, I thought the name had to go on every single page. And I was getting kind of tired of putting it on there. And I thought, I can put something else, surely. So I started doing titles. I like that a lot better. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. I will leave links below for you to check out everybody. I'll have them for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches and everybody that's in on that. And I'll have everybody for the Scrap 5 Challenge. And yeah, because you got a 2 for today. But yeah, I had fun doing both, using the sketch and working the Scrap 5 into it also. But isn't that giraffe cute? He's just adorable. But yeah, I got little one Malachi as my title. And that was the day he was born. That was like 2 hours after he was born. And I think he was getting hungry. He looked like he was moving his head around trying to get something to eat in the middle one. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. If you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And those of you who already are, thank you so much. And thank you for all your wonderful comments. Have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.